McCay, and I'm here with 3D Politics, and I've got all three Davids here in Oklahoma that matter. I've got David Van, David Oldham, and David Dambroso. What's your headline today, David Van?
The collapse of the Pawhuska hemp truck case.
The collapse of the Pawhuska hemp truck case.
Tongue.
All right,
right.
we're going to come back around to that. What have you got for us today?
Bill of Rights rejection by the states leads to all of the tyranny that we see here in Oklahoma.
And I'm not going to repeat that. But in the form of a question.
See, now mine sounded good.
That was, now
I'm horrible at the.
Have you got a title or just quick wit for us today?
Well, I got the Mueller Report Nothing Burger.
Nothing Burger, which
0 calories.
Well, great. I'm Tom McCay. I'm your host today on 3D Politics. We're going to get started. So let's start with David Van, and we'll all get a chance to chime in, take a break, and come back with the other two topics.
All right. Well, the Farm Bill decided that they were going to include industrial hemp back in the waning days of last year. And what do you know? Test case decided to pop up in Pawhuska, Oklahoma, when a trucking company and their escort security vehicle decided to stay on Highway 82, I believe, old U.S. Route 82 from Paducah, Kentucky, and ended up in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. So this was the Paducah to Pawhuska Express. 3 in the morning, they missed the one stoplight in Pawhuska.
Which I hear wasn't working.
Yeah, and what do you know? There was a night shift cop that got the short straw and had to work that night, and so he pulled him over. And what do you know, one thing led to another, to another, to another, and we've got a whole semi-trailer load of industrial hemp that's en route going to Colorado. Well, they decided that this was the biggest marijuana bust in Oklahoma history, don't you know, except that it wasn't. And the latest news on it, Friday, the district attorney decided that the two guys driving the truck, actually in possession of it, he dropped all charges.
Oh, really?
But the security company that was trailing along to make sure that, gets where he was, those guys are facing felony charges up to life imprisonment.
For what?
The biggest marijuana bust in Oklahoma history.
And what's interesting is it's the security guys that were let out on bond, and not the drivers of the truck.
Let me clarify that. They had the means to make bond.
Right.
These two drivers who are immigrants from East Africa did not have the means to make bonds, and they sat in there for over a month only to have their charges dropped.
Sitting in where?
The Osage County Jail.
So a really nice spot then.
Well,
That's only fair. That was enough hemp to kill a large city.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway,
it would be enough to hang a large city.
Now, the pot that you can buy in the black market or at dispensaries averages somewhere between 12 and 25% THC. It's potent stuff nowadays.
Okay.
All of this stuff was below 1%. But as long as, according to the district attorney who was on the radio this morning, once it goes over that 0.3%, it's marijuana, don't you know?
And so what is industrial hemp used for?
The CBD oil in it is sold in all 50 states. You can buy it at your local big box store.
Okay.
Now keep in mind, 4 years ago, just one bottle of it will get you a 5-year prison sentence in Oklahoma. So we've come a ways on this. But industrial hemp's used in garment making. Used to be most of our rope was made out of hemp, hemp rope. And, there's just a whole bunch of things.
Plastics.
Yes.
Before petroleum products, they started making plastic out of petroleum. They made it out of cellulose fiber, and hemp was one of the biggest providers of it because it's fastest growing and the largest producing in volume. So it was used widely for everything from combs and you name.
It seems like Like, get my tin foil, would you?
One of our other studios decided to crank their volume.
If you have
up
a phone, turn it up. So is this one company shipping all this shipment? Is this multiple companies shipping in one truck?
This was a farmer from way up on the northern peak of Kentucky, actually near Covington, near Cincinnati, just across the Ohio River. They were, and they had sold this shipment to a CBD processing plant in just outside of Denver, Colorado. On the bill of lading, they were told specifically there's a couple of backwoods, back-minded states. Stay out of Illinois and stay out of Kansas. So they specifically drove all the way down to the bottom of Kentucky to Paducah, came across southern Missouri, and they were supposed to drive all along Oklahoma. Now they were told, once in Springfield, get on I-44, take it to Tulsa, and then get on the Cimarron Turnpike and eventually go out through the Panhandle and go up. The truckers messed up, didn't go through Tulsa. We would have treated them better than Pawhuska did.
All right, comments before we put this thing down. Anybody?
I just feel safer already.
You do? Each time. Yeah.
I think it's important to point out from a constitutional perspective, except for the traffic stop, there was not one thing done constitutionally, and still remains nothing done constitutionally in this entire event.
What do you mean, done constitutionally?
There is prohibition is wholly unconstitutional in any form, matter, shape.
When you say nothing has been done constitutionally, what you mean is that the authorities are acting unconstitutionally.
That's correct.
All right.
Tell that to President Wilson.
Well, and that's the point, is that they are acting as though they are being law enforcement officers when they are actually the agents of lawlessness. And it's time that we start acknowledging this, because if our Constitution is to mean anything, then we have to begin to exercise our
Let's
rights.
clarify this, because our state constitution, I believe, gives us the power to regulate on this.
There's a difference between regulation and prohibition.
But it was regulated, and the law says it cannot exceed 0.3%.
No. That's where the problem is. It is a prohibition of anything above 0.3%. That is not a regulation. A regulation are like the basic rules of the road. You're prohibited from driving on the left because you're allowed to drive on the right. And the purpose of that is so that there is safety.
Okay.
Now, you are not a free person if you are disallowed for making the decision of using marijuana as a medicine or whatever. You are not free, and that is what is guaranteed us by the Bill of Rights.
So what they did wasn't good.
So we can sell strychnine and ricin and all of these poisons as long as we
are not harming others. And as long as you are not selling it as something safe when it is not.
Okay, so
You have to
as long as it was clean and we washed our hands, I'm being a little
You know, I tell you what, this is some exciting foreplay. And we're going to be back with 3D Politics right after this.